Hey there, Pony fan. Welcome to another Friendship is Magic review with me, the Stupid Private. Today I'm reviewing Equestria Games.
It's about damn time.
The episode begins with the whole gang headed off to the Equestria Games. And no sooner are they off the train than little old Spike is whisked off to a private meeting with Her Majesty Princess Miamore Cadenza. Apparently, thanks to the events of Sombra Strikes Back, Spike is a pretty big deal in the Crystal Empire. And Cadence wants him to light the torch for the opening of the Equestria Games. But when the big moment arrives in front of thousands of screaming fans, Spike develops a case of pyro malfunction.
I hear it happens to a lot of dragons.
But have no fear, it's Princess Twilight to the rescue. With my new favorite spell, the Make Things Burst into Flames spell. Ever an optimist, Spike attributes the torch lighting on its own to his developing pyrokinetic powers. But when he finds out the truth, he comes up with a new plan to win the respect of the masses. He wants to sing the national anthem. Too bad he's required to sing the Cloudsdale national anthem that he doesn't know the words to. So he just ends up making a jack out of himself in front of the entire country, foreign dignitaries, and worst of all, exceptionally long-lived monarchs who hundreds of years in the future will still remember just how dumb he looked. This, mishap?
Crushes his ego like a steamroller.
Yep. But the Princess of Advice no one asked for won't let him hide in his room the rest of the games. So they head to the archery event, where competitors shoot Lin Kuei arrows to freeze a target solid. But one dude shoots an arrow into a low-hanging cloud, turning it into a plummeting mass of icy death. And thanks to a magic inhibiting field, unicorn telekinesis is out as a solution. But there's no need to fear, Underdragon is here. Spike melts the ice before it can crush and impale helpless spectators. And the day is saved, with the little guy having learned a valuable lesson that all the praise in the world won't help you if you're not proud of yourself. Equestria Games is a fun episode. Now, it's a Spike episode, but man does it ever seem to hate the poor guy. Seeing Spike the Terrible, chiefest and greatest of embarrassments, humiliated over and over again in public, could get a bit hard to watch.
You remember how he was just standing there and couldn't remember the words to the song? Oh, I could watch that scene over and over again.
But the episode is well put together structurally. It starts with Spike making a mistake. He tries to fix it and fails. He tries to fix it again and fails. But finally, when presented with a challenge only he could do, he rises to the occasion, with plot points like the ice arrows and magic inhibiting fields coming back into play, even if they were a little obvious as being important later. Now let's talk comedy. Equestria Games is funny stuff, with the painful embarrassment of Spike driving the humor for the most part. But there are lots of other great Spike moments too, like his hamming it up for Twilight when making excuses, that time he thought he had psychic powers, and Spike milking his newfound fame in the Crystal Empire. But even though he's the comedy MVP this time, he's not the only one to take home comedy gold from the Equestria Games. Pinky is great in this episode, the way she accidentally annoys fans, her being the only one to get into Spike's rendition of the Cloudsdale anthem, and her reaction at the end of the song. Then there's Rainbow Dash, acting casual, and I have to mention Miss Harshwenny finding the comedy in being a soulless bureaucrat.
No easy feat, that.
Hermes be proud. Equestria Games is no world-building episode, but there are a lot of neat little touches and nods to continuity, in addition to being the payoff to all that build-up. There's the ongoing rivalry between Ponyville and Cloudsdale, a lot of recurring characters from the backgrounds like Bulk Bicep, the security guy, and my personal favorite, Derpy Hooves. Gryffindor takes home the bronze, and the CMCs do their little performance at the opening. Now for the art. Equestria Games has an awesome visual set piece in the form of the Crystal Empire's stadium. Plus they have the Crystal Palace, and the streets of planet Krypton. Now it's time to break down the good and the bad in My Little Pony Equestria Games. On the good side, this episode is very well structured, taking Spike from a real low moment, then all the way back to the top again. There are some really awesome comedy bits from Spike, Pinky, Dash, and Miss Harshwenny. Also, it was really nice to see all the build-up to the Equestria Games pay off. But on the other hand, that was an awful lot of build-up for Spike to learn a lesson about self-confidence. But I guess he needs it because Equestria Games takes pretty sadistic glee in humiliating the poor guy. Oh, and there's this one moment right at the end where Spike wishes he could turn back time to try lighting the torch again, and Cadence says they can't do that. Except they can. But that's not too bad, so I give Equestria Games 4 out of 5. If you're interested in more reviews of anime, movies, TV shows, video games, and comics, stop by my channel on YouTube at StupidPrivate913.
Hey kids, today's show is brought to you by the letter 4 and the number potato! I'm a stupid private.